on, guys? Welcome back to episode 4 of the podcast. Today, I am here with...
I'm Vince.
And today, we're going to be talking about video games and how they have affected the world. As you know me, I'm Super Cylinder 13. This is Vince here. And today, we'll talk about it later, but we've got a sponsor, and we'll talk about it later. But first, let's get into the first topic. Let's go. So, the first thing we're going to talk about today is video games and how they have affected the world. The biggest video games, the smallest ones, the ones that have gone from 0 views to billions of views, or views, plays, whatever the hell they're called. And I don't really care at this point, because your topic, your decision today. I did one last week with Brian, and we're going to try to crank these out weekly, maybe monthly. I don't know. You guys know I suck at making schedules. But you know me, I suck. So you know what? Screw it. I don't care. So Vince, let me ask you this. What is your favorite video game of all time?
Oh, God. Okay, so my favorite video game of all time? Well, when I was growing up, it was Team Fortress 2. And then it kind of switched when, For Honor came out, because that's when my friend told me to buy it. So I bought it, and it was a very fun game. So it's got to be probably For Honor.
For Honor's very fun. You want to explain to everyone how that works?
Yeah, so For Honor is basically a medieval fighting game, basically. There's different game modes. There's Breach, Dominion, Elimination, Tribute, and Duel Brawl, Duels, etc. All of those game modes have different objectives. So like Duels, you have to, defeat the other person. Breach is more of like a complex version of Dominion. You are either on attacking or defending. And you're on this giant map, and if you're attacking, you have to worry about the ram health and to get through the gates. Now, at any point during the game, your ram can die, or the gate can die. So, let's just say, for example, I'm on defending. That means I need to defend all the gates and not let the attackers through. So that means that when ram docks, we need to attack the ram, and the ram needs to die so it doesn't reach the commander.
That's your favorite game. You said TF2 or Team Fortress 2, sorry, the abbreviated version, or what was it, Rams?
It was For Honor.
For Honor. Close enough. I think everyone knows my favorite game, and I think you know it as well. It's Fortnite. Fortnite is my favorite game of all time. And for those of you who have been living under a bridge and don't know what Fortnite is, it's the biggest, pretty much the biggest game. It's in the top 5 biggest games in the world right now. Number 1, I think, is Minecraft. Number 2, believe it or not, is Tetris.
What?
Yeah. Number 3 is GTA, funnily enough.
Huh.
4, believe it or not, isn't Fortnite. It's not. 5 is Fortnite. 4, I'm trying to remember what it is. I don't actually remember, but I know it was a game that I haven't played. Among Us, that's what it is. 4, Among Us got back. They have a giant update, new maps, new characters, and everything.
Huh.
It'll fall off within a couple seconds. But speaking of Among Us, I think that's where we go into our first topic. The biggest game to take off and then die immediately was Fall Guys. If you guys don't know what happened, it was over the quarantine period. And by quarantine, I mean, this is the entire quarantine period, really. Fall Guys came out early, I don't know, was it 2 years ago, a year ago-ish?
I think it was
2.5 years
more
ago?
or less like Among Us came out, and then for a couple months it was like booming.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
actually,
just
no.
died.
Well, actually, that's not true. The first time Among Us came, Among Us has been out for several years now. But it only got popular when Fortnite content creator, actually Sunday, if you've never heard of him, or Courage JD, who else? I think Ninja picked it up, and some of the other guys like Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, Corpse Husband. When they all picked it up, they started playing it, and their viewers loved it. And then other creators like Muselk, LaserBeam, all the Fortnite YouTubers started picking up Ninja, Ali started picking it up, started playing it over and over again. And then creators like Sunday, Gary Mods, Sigils, Henry, Biffle, they started making mods of the game and making it more fun. And then lots of small creators and bigger creators and just people around the world started playing the game. And then a game called Fall Guys came out, and it took over Among Us immediately. And it was so much fun. And then Among Us doubled everything they had, and Fall Guys was just dead. No one played it, ever. And Among Us was probably the biggest game over quarantine. It made I think the creators of Among Us were like 4 college students who were just making games for fun, and they didn't know this was going to go anywhere. And now they're like really rich. It's ridiculous. Like they're 4 Harvard students or something. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
But you said you mentioned Muselk.
Yeah, Muselk. He was a TF2 player.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
I loved his TF2 videos, his rocket jump tutorials. So much fun. I played TF2 for a little bit here and there, once I started watching him, I absolutely was terrible. I didn't know how to play. I never really wanted to know how to play. I just joined whenever he had servers. I would use my VPN, and I would jump onto Australian servers with 3,000 bajillion ping. But I loved him. I think I've been a subscriber since like the first 1,000.
Yeah.
I've loved his videos.
That kind of like, so music was kind of in that realm
Yeah.
of like almost in competitive.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I think he played like once or twice in competitive. But like the real, if you want to talk about like an insane soldier, soldier, look up clips of Shadowburns.
Oh,
That dude is not human.
insane.
He's insane.
He's the Mr. If we're talking about Fortnite terms, he's the Mr. Fresh Asian of TF2. That's what he does.
It's ridiculous. Like
And if we're
there'll be
talking,
someone halfway across the map, and it's not like he's using aimbot. He'd be like not like halfway across the map, but like in a peripheral vision where he can hit them with his rocket, and he would always get an air. It was wild.
And if we're talking about pro gamers, you should also know about pro gamer Mr. Fresh Asian, also known as Mr. Fresh, or as he known as, I can't speak English, Fresh. Fresh was about 3 years ago, he was a 17-year-old gamer, and I'm not kidding, from Australia. The lowest, I can't remember what it's called in Australia. It's like the Bronx of New York, but in Australia. It was a very low, very poor, unpopulated place, and this kid, his parents were divorced, had multiple siblings, and this kid was cracked at video games, and he didn't know it yet, until he meets up with Muselk and Laserbeam, Lachlan, and starts teaching them how to play games, and then you get this 18-year-old kid got signed by Click, one of the biggest gaming companies, and then he got signed by Luminosity Gaming, one of the biggest gaming industries out there. And he just popped off. Now Mr. Fresh Asian he's only like 6 months older than us. Fun fact for you. He's about 20 years old-ish. And he took a 8 month, so about in maybe like March of 2022, he posted his last video, Choppers Are Back, for Fortnite. And then after that video, just stopped posting. Got off Twitter, got off Facebook, got everything. I mean, most people thought he died, because even Laserbeam, it is the joke, the biological son or father, didn't know where he was because he didn't speak to anyone. Then we got a video from him about a month and a half ago saying, "I'm back." And it was probably the most viewed video of the year, funnily enough, because no one had ever seen this man, an 18-year-old, look developed. What does it look like? What is it called when you're like, you look like you're dead inside from the outside? Dead.
Dead.
Yeah. He looked like he was dead. And he explained that he had a rough time in life. He explained everything, but he said he was coming back. No one believed him, and then he posted another video. It's like, okay, he's back now. And Mr. Fresh Asian and Laserbeam have also started a new game called World Boss, if you've ever heard of it. It's played on PC, Nintendo Switch. You can get it anywhere. It's free. And the point of the game is to be the world boss. You have to get to level 40. You can use guns and tactics and everything. And it's so much fun. They created the game from the ground up. It's amazing. They've partnered with people like what's the console where like you put your phone in the console and you have like Joy-Cons where you can play with it. You know what I'm talking about? It looks like, you know the Switch carrier that I have?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that, but it's for your phone.
Oh God!
I know
what you're talking about.
So if you guys, I'll do my best to insert a picture of it right here. On Vince's head right here. I'll insert a picture of it. But what it looks like is got a Joy-Con here. It's like a Nintendo Switch. So Joy-Con here and a Joy-Con here, and then you put your phone downward in the middle.
You like put your phone right here,
and then the
like
Joy-Cons go on top of it. I don't
It's
know
like the
what
Nintendo Switch for your
phone, yeah.
basically.
And they partnered with that, and that skyrocketed. So much fun. But like I said before with Fortnite is probably the biggest game that took over the world by storm. It's ridiculous. It came out early 2017 when I was in high school, early in my high school, and I had played Save the World for a while, and I have never heard of Battle Royale. And I was like, oh, that'll be a fun game. It'll probably die. It'll be a fun game mode. That's not English. The more that I learned, it became, for about a year and a half, Fortnite was the #1 most played game, watched game, and learned game in the world. No one understood that you could learn from playing video games. There were schools across the world, and I kid you not, that were teaching their kids, and like social studies, they're talking about history. One of the kids brought up, and this made the news, the kid used the black hole event in Fortnite as their history project. Because it was the biggest gamer, and actually, fun fact, I still can't speak English today. It was the biggest gamer rage moment in all of YouTube, and all of history. Because Fortnite, their first chapter, it was chapter 1, season X, or season 10, It was the end of the season, and they had an event that went off, and I may not play it here for copyright reasons. Beep. I still can't speak English, but I'm kind of getting out of breath. They had a black hole that happened, and it sucked the entire map into just a black hole, and that was it. And it was down. Fortnite servers were down for about a day and a half, and people were so furious. 36 hours of just pure rage. People were smashing the TVs. Where's Fortnite? And when it finally came up, the community just was uproar of excitement. But there is no game in this world that has taken over the world by the storm like Fortnite has. Let me ask you this: in your honest opinion, what do you think that the worst game ever invented was that you played? That it wasn't just an opinion; it was a fact. The worst game ever.
The worst game. Wait, the worst game?
The worst game.
You know, I mean, that's a good question. Yeah, don't kill me, but it's not Fortnite. Not high on my list, but I understand people's excitement for it.
You just say Fortnite's the worst game ever.
I didn't say it's the worst game ever.
Is it the bottom of your list?
It's the bottom of my list. Yeah.
Excuse me.
This game's... Dude, I've been around for a long time.
Yeah, I know. You were born in like the BC area. I know.
And I've seen a lot of games come out.
I will flip this table right now.
Fortnite, I've played Fortnite. It doesn't... There's something about it that's just nah. And I can totally see where people enjoy it. And I can totally see where people like it. But I think there's so many better games than Fortnite. You're so alive. Anyway.
Family friendly here.
Anyway.
Fendi. I can't speak English.
Anyway.
Anyway. How are we doing on time?
I wouldn't say it's the worst game ever.
How are we doing on time?
I'd say the worst game ever that I've ever played is like Cat Mario.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably the worst game ever. We're at the 12-minute mark. We got 3 minutes until halftime starts, and by halftime I mean the sponsor starts. I'm probably gonna edit this part out right here, and what can we do for another?
I say you should keep it.
Right here, keep this.
Yeah.
You think it's funny?
Yeah. Even
they'll understand.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Brian, if you're watching me, I'm not looking stupid. You are. I didn't say that.
I say keep it.
Fiji watermelons, Fiji waterfalls, licking crack. See, if the autocorrect doesn't pick that up and it picks it up in the right way, that would just be the funniest thing ever.
That would be funny.
Alright.
Lightning crack.
Lightning crack.
Ah, yes.
I
need with some of my
little kids living in the waterball. That's the dumbest thing in the world.
Yes.
Alright. What
Should we get into the sponsor?
No, we got a couple minutes till the sponsor. We'll do another quick thing. Let's go. I got an idea. I will do my best. I'm gonna list 5. Actually, no. We'll do a fun trivia thing right now. Before the sponsor, we'll do something before and after the sponsor. You are good at Fortnite. You're good at TF2. Do you still know a lot of facts about TF2?
Yeah.
So if I ask you a couple questions, you would know the answers to them?
Yep.
Okay, then we'll do this. I'm gonna pull up the top 5 facts about TF2.
Okay.
Do it. This part of the science.
I'm sorry, but like for a while, basically, it's. I can say PUBG. PUBG's first, and then Fortnite basically copied off of PUBG.
Yeah.
And then they kind of did their own thing with that, and then Warzone was kind of created, and then TF2 was kind of copied off of Overwatch.
All right. When was
TF2 was like the original, and then Overwatch copied off TF2, and then it was a whole big thing.
All right, I have 2 questions. A couple questions. I'll give you a multiple choice question. When was the original initial release date of Team Fortress 2? Was it A, October 7th, 2007, B, October 9th, 2007, C, October 10th, 2007, or D, October 11th, 2007?
I think it's gotta be either the 7th or 11th.
What's your final answer?
I'm gonna say it's been a while since I played TF2.
Should I make the question a little bit easier then?
I'm gonna go with the
Right now you're wrong, both answers.
Okay. That's
It's the 10th of October, 2007. Why did I pull up my camera? I don't know. Still playing. Alright.
I mean, I've been playing TF2 for a while, but like I just
True.
don't have that memorized.
Let's see here.
I haven't touched it in like a year, but like a year or two. But I've gotten enough value for in my Team Fortress 2 backpack that could technically that equals like $300, something, $327.
Okay, so I've looked up when did Fortnite Battle will come out. I haven't clicked anything yet, so you can click the enter button and then you make me guess it. Or just click
Alright.
It's pretty much just the date one we look at. To see how well we know our Fortnite community. So when did the Fortnite Battle Royale come out?
Yeah.
What are my options?
When did the Fortnite Battle Royale come out?
Speak it louder so they can hear you.
When did the Fortnite Battle Royale come out? Was it either June 29th, 2020?
I knew that.
Was it November 18th, 2011? Was it February 4th, 2019? Or was it September 26th, 2017?
September 26, 2017. I remember that day very vividly because I was just sitting in class with Brian.
Sure?
I'm 1,000% sure because I remember sitting.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Are you sure it's not?
I'll give you $1,000 if I'm wrong.
Are you sure it's not November?
I will give everyone watching this video $1,000 if I'm wrong.
Are you sure it's not November?
I'll give you $1 million if I'm wrong.
Are you sure it's not November 18th?
I'm 1,000% sure.
Okay.
I know, right?
You're right.
Yeah, there we go. I know my Fortnite.
I know my Fortnite.
So, today's sponsor of the video, funnily enough, if you ever heard of it, it is called Anki Overdrive. It comes with 2 auto-mechanical cars that sync onto the track just like this with a charger.
Have you ever wanted to control a car
With your phone.
with your phone? Mind-blowing technology.
It comes with 10.
Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
It comes with 10.
And you can control it with your phone. It's fun for the whole family.
It is, it really is. It comes with 10 auto-mechanical tracks that can connect by magnets. It's fun for everyone in your life. It can connect in multiple different ways. The app on your phone, if you can get it, it's 99 cents, funnily enough. I don't speak it. I still can't speak English today. I don't know. I'm sorry, Anki Overdrive. They sent me this to try them out for them. And we're going to show you how it works. In this video, you'll see here with our voices talking over it. But you'll see that right now, I'm currently moving the cars around the track. It's so much fun. You can build it in multiple different ways. You can plug it into the wall. Why did I say? I don't know. I'm just dumb right now. This is me. I'm dumb. Very dumb. The cars come, when you get the 2 original cars, they come in Ground Shock and Skull. Ground Shock has multiple different abilities, unlike Skull, who has it's like good, it's like evil and good. Good and evil. Same thing. I don't care. You can try it out at my link that I'll put at the top of the description. Just look up Anki Overdrive, like it's AnkiOverdrive.com. I'll look it up right now. If it's not, it'll be right either on my head, Vince's head, or at the top of the description. I don't know. Go check it out. Support the channel.
Be in the link in the description below. Make sure to check out Anki Overdrive. Or Anki Overdrive.
Overdraft?
Overdraft.
Overdraft?
Overdraft.
Anki Overdrive.
Anki.
ANKIOVER.
Also check out that ogre.
Be the top of my description. Thank you, Anki Overdraft, for sponsoring this part of the podcast.
So,
Now-
how about that Anki overdraft?
Anki Overdraft. You mean Anki Overdraft?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, guys, I still can't speak English today. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. So, the first episode of the podcast, you guys know Brian and I first spoke about our lives in general. Second podcast, we had Numbskull 1, Numbskull 2, and whatever the hell she was. Episode 3, we had Brian and I talking about sports. This episode is video games. Episode 5 is probably going to be, if we do it every week, this would be insane. This would be amazing. Because episode 1 was at the start of the year, and episode 2 was right after that, and then episode 3 was like 6 months later.
Yeah.
So we did 1 and 2 back to back, 3 and 4 back to back. Let's hope we do 5 and 6 also back to back with 3 and 4. This next part of the podcast, we are going to talk about, in our opinions, we're going to do like what we call, and I've seen this on TikTok, they do this a lot. It's like, this is the mini game section of the podcast. If you've heard of like the video games draft, like those TikToks they do, like each of us say like we're like drafting a baseball team, but we're drafting video games. Yeah. And so we'll say like the top 5 picks. Yeah. So we'll do rock, paper, scissors to go first. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. This is my podcast. I go first. Okay. So my first overall pick of the video games draft. And I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. You're not gonna expect this. I'm gonna take TF2.
Oh.
What is your number overall pick?
For what kind of game?
Just video games in general.
Oh,
Number 1 overall pick. What are you gonna
Number 1 overall pick. Okay, so hear me out when I say this. TF2 has a very good competitive.
But you can't take mine. Once they're used, you can't.
No, I know. TF2 has a very, very, very good competitive, like matchmaking teams to queue up against other people. I myself have played competitively in TF2, but when I started playing For Honor and looked more into For Honor's competitive community, sorry, but For Honor just is like
number 1.
For Honor is just so vast.
That's
There's
huge.
so many people
Yeah.
of like different heritage and variety of race that's just like, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's like people that are Swedish, Scottish, Irish, because it's mainly a medieval game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's like Vikings, they have like Icelandic, and all the music from For Honor is produced with a symphony.
Wow, that's amazing.
Like with the 100% symphony.
That's amazing. All right, we've got TF2, For Honor, my second pick of the video games draft in 2023. Still not Fortnite. I'm taking Tetris. Believe it or not, I'm taking Tetris. It is the number 2 game in the world, and I have a good reason why it's on my number 2 list. More people play it than you think. A lot more people than, and there's actually tournaments. I've been to a Tetris tournament. It's very weird. It's like a bingo tournament for old people. It's just a bunch of old people playing Tetris. No, it's fun, but that's my number 2 pick. What's yours? Number 2 pick.
Number 2 pick.
The 2023 video game draft. You got For Honor. Who's number 2? Warzone. That's a good game. Good game. All right, number 3, 2022 video game draft. We've got TF2, Tetris. I got another curveball on this one. I'm gonna take Minecraft. I'm going with Minecraft. It is the number 1 video game of all time right now, and I don't know why I didn't choose it as number 1, but I wanted to pick the underdog first. I also wanted to pick TF2 so that way you couldn't take it, so. I'm surprised you haven't taken Fortnite yet. That would be the biggest curveball of all time.
Nah.
All right, number 3, who are you taking?
Number 3, who am I taking? Let's see, there's Minecraft, I said Warzone. Oh, Lord. You know what?
Let's hear it.
I've yet to see any.
You're not going to GTA?
No. Not gonna pick GTA. This is a tough question. Third one.
I hope you're not thinking what I'm thinking. I might run in my number 4. I think you are.
Valorant.
Damn it. Valorant? Well, was it? You mean Valorant?
Valorant.
That's your number 3? Oh, I got an easy one. I didn't know. I don't know why I didn't feel this before. Super Smash Bros. SSBU, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I don't know. I should have had this number 1. Actually, no. I'm making a.
You can't do that. You already said you're number 1.
My podcast. I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm kidding. All right. That's my number 4. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is. Rocket League.
Oh, I hate you so much. That was my number 5. I hate you so much. No, that is unbelievable. All right, I'm taking Fortnite. Number 5. Bam. Fortnite. Number 5. Ultimate. What's your number 5?
Number 5. I'm trying to think what kind of game. Modern Warfare.
Yeah, those are good games. All right, so I still cannot speak English. I don't know what the hell's around me. What was that? So,
Oh, but this is staying in.
what?
This is staying in.
Well, fine. I'm editing it. You ain't editing shit. I win. Yeah. So,
Anki Overdrive.
Inky Overdrive, the sponsor of today's video.
Yes.
Honestly, to be honest, I love the game. It's really fun. It really is. Because you know the
Very
best,
fun.
The best part about it is you can use these as a weapon. See?
As a weapon, see?
No, I'm kidding. I would never do.
I would never do.
I would never do that. Ever. I would never.
If you ever want a car that is controlled by your phone,
Get Anki Overdrive.
So you take this one, you throw it like this, 1, 2, 3. Like he doesn't flinch. It's okay. All right. Next topic before we wrap up this segment with another exciting announcement that Vince doesn't know about, and I did not tell him, and I won't tell him until the end because he was going to be petrified by it, and he's looking at me right now, and I'm very scared.
Video games themselves
And not just
are
you,
not,
pretty much everyone.
are not just like entertainment. In a way, they also like, you know, improve hand-eye coordination, but that's just beside the point. Everyone knows that. But there's been a lot of things that video games can be linked to. Like, I don't want to get dark or anything, but a lot of violent video games have led, and I'm not saying they're the sole reason and sole cause for mass shootings or, you know, violence in general, because that's just ridiculous. I think that there's a genuine misunderstanding when it comes to it. Like, when someone says that's the cause, they're just incorrect. There's probably something going on in their personal lives that they don't know about, and they try to, you know, take their time out on video games, and that kind of leads into another thing, and it's just a whole big spiral. But I also think video games positively affect people. Like, I've seen multiple instances of people that are like disabled, like severely disabled. They're not like me and Sam. They can't move their arms, they can't move their legs, and they can only use their head, their eyeballs, or their tongue to play video games. And they end up so good at the game that they're making like millions of dollars, and they're very successful. So I think genuinely video games can be used in a good way and in a bad way. Now, before any violence gets to that point with the bad way, I think there should be like an intervention of some sort, because there's probably a lot of things that lead to that, and not just video games alone. So it's probably parents getting divorced, abusive household, getting bullied, like all of those things play a role psychologically and just physically, because you're getting bullied, you're like all over the place, and you can't think straight. So that cripples your judgment a lot. So therefore, you can't really make stable decisions on those.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
It's hard. And you guys know this about me. I was bullied my entire life. I won't speak for you if you don't want to say it. But coming from someone who was bullied, I can agree with that on that. It's hard. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
The worst part about it is how video games affect your life is that some people will use it as an outlet for their anger. And then they'll start like raging modes. If you've seen people in Fortnite or TF2 or Rocket League or GTA, if they break something or they lose in competitive Fortnite, they will throw their shit. They will throw everything.
Yeah. You know, it's fine to be angry at a game once in a while, but like to get just so mad to a point where
You
you're just
break
like,
your stuff and you have to buy
you're
yourself
breaking things.
And it doesn't, like, for what? Like,
It
for what?
It doesn't do anything.
what people started doing is, I thought this was very funny. Epic Games released it for a little bit. They called it the Smash Computer, and they had to change the name for legal reasons. But they made a computer that you were supposed to break it when you got mad. It was like $30. You would buy it, and if you needed a rage moment, you could punch it and break it. The computer didn't work, but you would punch it, and it would make like the death sound of the computer, like or something. And the point of it was to break it, and you could break it over and over again. And that's what was fun about it. Is that like you would break it, and then you would bring it. If you needed it repaired, you would bring it back in. They would repair it for like $1.
But going back to my point on the bad side effects of video games, I did a paper on this last year on how violent video games can affect an individual, and there's a lot more evidence and a lot more articles than really anyone can imagine. That it was an argumentative essay, and it goes really into detail about what the roots and causes for everything are. So like people that lash out tend to play violent video games. People that don't really lash out as much spend less time on violent video games. Now, by no means am I saying video games themselves are bad, because I myself use video games as an outlet.
Oh yeah, a lot.
So there's no like misjudgment. I just happen to have multiple outlets for different things. Like for my anger, I box a lot. I weightlift. It's finding a healthy balance between the bad and the good. So like if you're getting so angry where the fact you're breaking things, it's probably just best to get off at that moment and then come back to it later. When you're cool and calm and collected, and not do something outlandish.
And now we're gonna take a quick little break from that area and go into more in the video game section. Pokemon. Pokemon had made a couple good video games. You would agree, right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing, and we're taking a little bit break off of video games really quick, like a couple minutes, to talk about the 25th anniversary of Pokemon is coming up. Like me, you guys know I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I don't know about you, but I am a huge Pokemon fan. Pokemon, the series, the Pokemon Ultimate Journeys season 2 is coming out, and they've had 3 chapters of this. They had Journeys, they've had Master Journeys, and Ultimate Journeys. Ash Ketchum and Pikachu are leaving the series after the 11-episode season 2.
That's crazy.
And when they said it, we were like, oh, did the person quit? Is everything okay? And I can't remember her last name, but it was Sarah Nakatomi or something like that. She spoke to the producers of Pokemon, and she said they told her before she didn't tell them that she wanted to leave. They told her, and they weren't kicking her out. She wasn't getting fired. They wanted to start a new chapter in Pokemon because Ash needed a break. Because she's been doing this for the past 16 years. And there was an original person who did it who then got fired, and they got her. But she is the voice of Ash, and it's ridiculous. She's amazing at her job. And then I've watched a lot more interviews and whatnot. We've been told it's not the end of Ash. We don't know when he will return, but we know for a fact it is not the end. Because the new season of Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet or something, features 2 main characters, a guy and a girl, and we've gotten a spoiler teaser. The 2 characters happen to be Ash's kids. Because Ash marries Serena.
It's crazy.
And so we know Ash and Pikachu are not gone forever, because his kids are still there. So because they're a lot of time to catch up. We know they're not gone forever, because they're still there. We just don't know when they will return.
Yeah.
But what we do know is Ash is going out to be the Pokemon Master since the episode 1, chapter 1 immediately began. And he achieves that goal in this season. And that's why I'm very excited to find out and watch. Because we've also found out the biggest trailer of all is, have you ever seen Pokemon XYZ with Greninja?
Yeah.
We are getting a return of Greninja in this 11-episode season.
Nice.
It is supposed to be the biggest collaboration, the biggest event possible. Also, the biggest collaboration is coming up this year. Guess what Fortnite tweeted the other day? Fortnite is partnering with, believe it or not, Pokemon. We are getting rideable Charizards in the game. Flying Pikachus. Rideable Pikachus, flying Charizards. I am not kidding you. We are getting Pokemon. You can capture animals with a Pokeball. We are getting rideable Pokemon in the game. This is either going to be turned into the biggest event or the biggest uproar in history. But surely enough, it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
What are we looking on time-wise for the video? I can't see that far. I'll edit this part out, me going up the camera looking. Whoa, 33 minutes. That's perfect. You good for an outro right now?
Yeah, I'm fine with
All right. You guys have been watching the Lucky Unlucky podcast, the LUL instead of LOL. I feel like I'm about to burp. I don't care. I said to Vince 10 minutes ago that I was going to talk to him about something that he didn't know about, and this is the thing. In about a week from now or so, I have a edition on YouTube that's going up on a premiere. It'll be live. I don't know if it'll be live, but I'll have it on a premiere. And it's not pranks. Don't worry. I'm at somewhere where I can't do pranks. No, I'm kidding. Vince and I are going to be playing GTA. And for the entire time you're playing GTA, we have to complete a certain amount of tasks, but we cannot get the cops on us. But they're illegal things that we have to do.
Oh God.
And how it's going to work is that if one of us wins the entire competition, the other one gets to give that one a dare. It has to be reasonable and allowed in this program. And we must do it. But it'll be funny. And the dare will be decided before we start the competition. We'll both choose one dare. Not in one, we each choose one. We each agree on one dare.
When is this up?
Sometime during the week, and I'll come find you and I'll strap you down to the chair and make you play, and you'll find out.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not, I don't care. No, I'm kidding. Of course I would never do this. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching the Lucky Unlucky Podcast, episode 4.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And like the video.
Comment your favorite color down below.
And
click that link to go to Overdraft, whatever.
Anki Overdrive.
Thank you,
Overdrive, for sponsoring this video.
And buy a car.
We appreciate everything you've done for us. Vince, give me your outro and head off stage, and I'll do my outro.
Anki Overdrive.
Do your thing where you lean back in your chair to the left.
Anki Overdrive.
I've been Super Soldier 13. He's been Mr. Vince, also known as my biological father. This has been Lucky on a Podcast. I apologize for the noise, but